Yeah, buddy. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Childish. Back at it again, burning some energy as we just got done making another arena video, and I did the one thing I never enjoyed doing, which is, getting myself in a situation where I have unused energy. So I'm going to go ahead and burn it off right now and just kind of talk to you about what's going down. Some kind of news updates and whatnot. First off, I did recently get the opportunity. It was offered to me to do an interview. I was interviewed from a website. The moderators over at the Summoners War Forum.net. We did an interview, and it should be posted here by the time this video is up. So if you guys are looking, looking forward to that, or want to see that, you can go ahead and check that out at their website. In addition, I will be just kind of hanging out. I hang out at quite a variety of websites here, but for whatever reason, so you guys can laugh, I obviously check, my forums when I can at work, but sometimes I don't always get the time to check it, and certain websites are blocked at my work. The Reddit.com and SummonersWarForum.net are two of the ones that are not. The official forums, App Invasion, and some other ones are. So you will see me more often than not a little bit, a little bit more active on those, just because I have the opportunity to check them when things are slowed down at work. So if you don't catch me here on the YouTube videos and miss a comment or whatever, you can always shoot me an email with a question, or if you happen to be browsing the forums over there, you can always leave me a private message there as I get notifications and stuff like that when it becomes available. So in addition to, let's see what changes have kind of gone through. We have ourselves the Delphoy, you better man up here. We're in trouble. Oh my goodness gracious, Delphoy, what happened? No immunity. Oh, it's a little too late. But we'll see if Jameer's reset can go off and recover and save the day. It looks like we're okay, so we'll be good. Let's see, other changes, as you guys might have seen, I don't know if this video is coming out before the Will or the arena video, but we have the recent change of Delphoy from hit point accuracy to speed hit point. In addition to that, we have the Will Rune set on her now officially. She is down 3k hit points from 30k to 27k, but she's still hanging in there, and I think with the additional 40 or so speed, 45 or so speed, plus the opportunity to prevent immunity first time, is really going to be strong. Not so much for her ability to get the immunity, but because she's the fastest out of the group. If she's going against a tankier team, she's probably going to be the fastest out of all of them, because of the fact that she has a speed lead as well. And so we'll be able to she'll be able to cast her immunity buff right from the get-go. So as you can see right there, she actually casted it without any hit points being down or whatever. So that is going to be nice, kind of like a Chloe kind of a setup, but obviously not anywhere in comparison speed-wise. But again, versus the typical teams that go after my defense, it's going to be pretty darn strong. So hoping to see some nice changes in the arena defense while climbing back up to Conqueror 3 and Guardian 1. But yeah, so let's see what else we got for the updates. We talked about the Summoners War forums. Oh, yes. All right. So if you guys didn't see already, they did announce the next secret dungeon, the Wind Mystic Witch. So that'll be going on this weekend. It'll be really nice because I could definitely use some money. I'm broke as a joke. I know that I have a couple of units that need to get leveled up and stuff, and I might throw them in the mix of the group because the wind-based team, the wind mystic witch, it's pretty. How do I say? It's pretty. I think it'll be one of the easier farmable zones, just because it's that her skill set is kind of unorthodox, so she's not going to be too strong. But again, that's just me speculating, so I might get thrown around. I personally enjoy the wind and the water-based secret dungeons because I'm strong with the wind, so I should do pretty good versus them. Oh man, let's see if we don't fail this time, Delfoy. Don't you do it. Trying to not keep that immunity popping here. It's nasty. What we got going on? I know there was another thing that was going on. The secret dungeons. Oh, so if you guys didn't know, generally some of the mid to late stage players in raiding guilds are sitting with 70 to 80 of their pieces for the Ifrit. However, the top end raiding guilds that have been very victorious in their efforts generally are going to have 100 pieces, and they're going to be summoning the Ifrits today, tomorrow, whatever. Take note. Ooh, gross. Take note for that, because you'll have the opportunity to try different Ifrits and see how it goes. It seems that the wind one is not the favorite out of all of them, but I don't know if it's just coincidence here. But every summoner YouTuber that I've seen that has the opportunity to summon it has not been too fortunate with the units. I haven't seen any YouTuber yet that has pulled the fire one. I've seen all wind. So that being said, YDCB did test it out, 6-star max, and he does actually do a pretty good amount of damage. But again, against the current meta at his level, it's not going to be too strong. So, hey, it is what it is. Just got to make it do what it do, and hopefully, within a few weeks they get the opportunity to summon again and get a different element. So, at least from what I understand, we can keep on putting them towards it, so we can keep on summoning. We can have like a team of Ifrits here in a few months, right? That'd be kind of interesting. But we'll have to see how it goes. I'm sitting at, I think, 80 pieces. So I'm not going to be able to summon mine until the following week. And I'm hoping to get the water over the fire, even though I think the fire probably is the better one. I really don't have any, good water units that are 6-star worthy, with the exception of maybe Kaz. But Kaz, when I try to put him in somewhere, that means I'm sacrificing, either a DPSer or a defense breaker. And since his defense breaker is not 100% like Bella, Darren, or whatever, it kind of puts me at a situation where I have to take somebody else out in order to try to get the job done. So chances are I'll probably still work him in as a 6-star, but I'm kind of hoping that I get some luck with the upcoming summoning session. Probably do a summoning session next weekend and see how that goes. We got about 13 to 15 scrolls saved up, so I'm excited. Oh my goodness. We got ourselves some unfortunate luck this week. I don't know how you guys been doing with the farming of the runes, but generally speaking, when farming the dragons runes, how do I say, farming the dragons and the giants, in a week I will generally get anywhere from 2 to 4 like 6-star percentage based runes, and I did that last week. I think I got actually 4, but I had the unfortunate luck of getting 4 defense percentage runes, which is pretty darn sad considering I had a lot of other good runes that were close, but their substats were poor or whatever. This one here, even though it's 5-star. If I can get both of those initial skill ups of the +3 and the +6 to go to hit point percentage, that will be one to save. So that can be decent. All right. Oh man, so real talk here. I'm gonna get this off my chest because this was some crazy stuff. So if you guys don't know, if I didn't explain it to him, I think in my 200 subscriber vid, I talked about what I do for work in addition to my hobbies. You guys know that my hobby is bodybuilding, but my real job is I'm a juvenile officer for a jail over here in the Omaha, Nebraska area, and we had a situation yesterday where a kid came in, ended up getting had a random court. He was on like a house arrest program and ended up getting detained at our jail. And you can tell like he was a little agitated, as most are when they come in. But he was very calm and collective and kind of knew that he needed to change his attitude, because the last thing he needed to do was to get in trouble at this place. And so he was very cooperative. I get done telling him how don't worry too much. I don't know how long you're going to be staying, but you got yourself. At that time we had a handful of kids that are, in my opinion, probably some of our best kids. I know it doesn't sound like it's kind of ironic because they're in jail, but they're best kids. So the behavior on some of these kids are definitely different in the environments that they're in, and obviously being in a jail, things change when you're isolated, and you normally improve as you stay there day to day, week to week. Well, I felt really confident in my current kids that I had there, that they'll be able to behave in a good manner. And boy, was I absolutely wrong. So we had this situation where I was in our place has rooms, what we call pods, and they're chilling in the rooms or chilling in the pods. There's two boys pod and one girls pod, and so we're chilling in the pod that I'm watching my kids in. And one of the kids, the kid that got brought in, he comes in, he gets his everything all set up, and he's just chilling watching TV or playing cards, whatever like that. And we had another kid that was hanging out in the commons area. I'm doing some laundry, and this kid is actually one of our best kids, but for whatever reason, he decided to come into the room and greet our new person with a racial slur that was negative towards his ethnicity, or background. And I mean, if you kind of guess, you can kind of put two and two together as to what this kid said to him. And of course, my initial reaction was to go beast mode. I jump out of the chair, I tell him to get out of the pod, and I'm just like shocked, because not just for the fact that this guy said it, but honestly for the fact that the kid that I just got done telling that this place is cool, it's chill, it's not going to be big of an issue. He didn't, he said a couple verbal comments. Yeah, I'll shut up, I'll beat you up, blah blah blah. But any other kid in there that had the background that he had and heard the comment that was made to him would have got up off his chair and jumped this fool, right? Well, for whatever reason, he didn't. And I got to give him, I talked to him on the side. I got to give him mad respect, because I honestly, once I heard that, it was like an immediate reaction. I jumped out of my chair thinking that I was going to have to run in between these juveniles and make sure that, they didn't get taken down, right away. And didn't get they didn't get in a fist fight. Now we'd have to take him down and isolate him. And I have to give this kid mad respect, because as young as they are, the funny thing is that most kids, they come in and everybody, regardless of what situations they get into, they have their assumptions based on their current history. But what they don't realize is that some of these kids, they act a certain way, but, they're not acting a certain way because that's who they are. They're acting a certain way because they're a product of their environment. And it's kind of ironic that I say that they're a product of their environment, because generally that has a negative connotation, whereas they have, they have a parent that doesn't give a shit, so they don't give a shit. But it's kind of weird, because I think that this particular kid has grown up with a little bit of an understanding as to when to act, when to react, and when to hold back and not do anything. Like I said, any other of one of my kids would have been like, okay, F this, man, it's going down. But he didn't. And the moral of the story is that we always get in situations where we're gonna have to act and react. But a lot of those situations, we don't necessarily think about what we do, because it could be a pretty severe situation where we just don't know what to do. But if you do get the opportunity to make an executive decision on something that could be a game-changing part of your life, I encourage you to think before you act, as the thought process, or the thought, or the choices that you make are in life are extremely important. But the choices that you make after things that happen, in a negative aspect to you, like the choices that you make after something that has negatively happened to you, to me, is something that truly defines you as a person. Shows your character, shows your integrity, shows so much about you, that it's very soothing, in a sense that I feel that it just surprised me so much to know, where I thought to myself, like, if this guy has the opportunity to hold himself back and not let a person get into his head, and mess up his opportunity to basically get home, right? Because if he got in a fight, they both would have gotten charged, for physical assault and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, he just chose the higher road. And I got to give it to him, because at that age, we're so into doing things to impress other people, and try to make a name for ourselves, when in all reality, all we can do is focus on what we control. And if people act out in a certain way, we ultimately have the option to that's going to determine what happens to us, right? And so obviously, I can't I can't really disclose any additional information like that. But shout out to anybody out there in the world that has had any negative something negative happen to you, that at first glance just wanted you to get revenge, or do something that was not at your level, but you chose the higher road. It's a hard decision to make, but as you might have guessed, in the long run, that is the best decision that you could do for yourself. So yeah, that was my rap. It was weird, guys, because it was one of those situations where it got me really worried, because he had his ethnic background. We had multiple people of his background at this facility, and as you might have guessed, people in certain minority classes are very territorial. So when one person gets dissed, everybody hears about it, and everybody things go down, things happen. So but nothing happened, and so I was very, very grateful that he was able to keep his cool, and let words just be words, and not let it get to him, because at the end of the day, they don't. It's just words, that they don't mean anything, So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, just chilling, doing some farming. I mean, this is the funny thing of it is, like, normally you guys see this and you're like, oh man, this guy is just doing dragons runs, run after run after run, and has gotten a few runes here and there, but unknown scrolls or whatever. Like, when how do these people? Because they always ask, hey, how do you get your runes or whatnot? It's like, this is how it is. This is how it is. I mean, generally speaking, I prefer picking the I prefer picking the zone that I have 100% success rate on and farming that. So for me currently, that's Dragons B9 and Giants B10. As you guys have seen in previous videos, I have been able to clear Dragons B10 auto. But for me, if it's not 100%, it's not worth my time, because 8 energy is 8 energy, and that's quite a big chunk. So I don't try to go for anything other than 100% success rate until I can get that figured out. So, oh man, dumping it. So I got a lot of Violent Runes 5-star in that slot, and that defense flat stat, I don't like it. So we'll get rid of that. But yeah, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I know this was a little bit different. This is just kind of a farming session, so to speak, talking about some random stuff going on, getting the events going, talking about some real life situations. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it helped you pass the time. Stay tuned for this weekend. We're going to be putting out, I'm off this weekend, so I'll be putting out a lot of videos, not just for the weekend, but for the rest of the week. As you guys know, I make videos well in advance, so stay tuned for those, and I will keep you updated on all things Summoner's War, as Destination D would say. It's your boy Childish for ChildishPlays checking out. Take care. We'll see you next time. I'm out.